Okay, we're back. Everything. All right, all right, all right. Okay. We are better. Let's wait for everybody to come back in. This will be better. Adapt and overcome. Hi, you guys. Yay. Yippity doo dah. Hello, hello, hello. Come visit Bear Lake, Idaho. It's magic. Oh, I bet it is. I love Idaho. Hi, Eric. Hi, Claudia. All right, we're back. Stronger than ever. Let's do this. Okay. I don't even know where I was, but here's the deal. There's a lot of different messages that were coming in this past week that from my own personal stuff that I was going through. I was in Sedona reading the Divine Design for the audiobook, completely insecure, and it was a lot of kind of personal shadow that I was looking at, and feeling very much out of my body, very out of my body, very uncomfortable, and wanting to sort of like, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling where you're like scratching with like you just want out of your skin. You don't want to be in what you're feeling. You don't want to be in what you're experiencing. It's literally like like get out, right? Like please just get out. And no matter like sort of how the day goes, you're still in what you're experiencing, and it feels like it's on you. You ever have that? It feels like it's on you. Um, there's a couple of different things that came through this morning with regards to that energy that I was feeling. Uh, First of all, many of you know that when I experience these kinds of things, that I just let it be. I don't try to change it or fix it. I just acknowledge it. So I'm observing it. And then from that state of observation, I'm allowing myself to feel safe to feel it. Right. So there's a surrendering in the uncomfortable. The natural knee jerk reaction is, I got to get out of this uncomfortableness. I got to get out of this uncomfortableness. And it's the uncomfortableness that is transforming us. It's the uncomfortableness that is the evolution. It is the activation. It's the transformation. It is that which you want to get out of, that you need to observe and be in. That's the thing that the human forgets. And it makes sense that we forget it, because why would you ever want to stay in something that feels uncomfortable? And it's not a staying in it; it's allowing it to naturally move through you in the process in which it's going to move through you. Um, so, for me personally, what I experienced during those 4 days of reading the book was the loudest insecure voice, right? Unworthiness, whatever, these things coming up. And I just allowed it like I do. And I did my best to have compassion for myself. How can I have compassion for what I am moving through? The dark doesn't stay in the shadow when there's a lot of light. So your bodies are holding a huge amount of light. And if you find yourself in the dark, uh, you don't stay in the dark. You found the dark because there's so much light within your body that it's going to emanate, it's going to uh, pronounce that which isn't the light, the dark. So people have this idea in the spiritual community when they're ascending and evolving and all these words you want to put on it, that if they find themselves in the dark, that there's something wrong with them. And it's the opposite. When you find yourself in the dark, that is an absolute sign that you're evolving. That's a sign that you're shifting. That's a sign that you're quote unquote ascending. You have to find the dark spots within you, the shadow, and you have to continue to find them. And you actually don't go searching for them. Your higher self and your body will just show you them. They'll just shine the light on it. Hey, take a look at that little corner of darkness over there. Hey, take a look at that little shadow over there. Hey, remember that darkness and shadow that you thought you had cleared? It's over there again. It's still there. Oh, great. What a gift. Sucks. Don't like feeling it. But okay, got it. We have to reframe this idea that when we are in the dark, when we are in the uncomfortable, there is something wrong with us. And that it is our job to get ourselves out of the dark. It's not your job. Your job is to surrender into what you're experiencing with compassion and empathy and non judgment. So, what happened is 4 days after reading the book and going up and down on this roller coaster ride of whatever it was that I went through reading the book, I finished on Sunday. And I had this event Sunday night where I got to speak a little bit about the book. And whatever happened, and I'm telling you this as an example of my book, but this could be anything that you're currently experiencing. Okay, anything that's coming up for you that may be like this repetitive pattern. Anything that's coming up for you that you're so frustrated with, that you're so irritated with, that you can't believe you're still experiencing, or it's still popping up, or you're still in whatever it is, okay? It is the greatest gift. It has messages for us. It has something for us that is bigger than we understand. This is why not controlling it is so huge. You know, there is magic and gifts within and beyond the dark, the shadow that you don't want to experience, that you don't want to feel. But if you control it and try to change it or fix it before you've actually surrendered deeply into it, you're not going to receive the power of the gift of that dark. And then it's going to come up again. And then it's going to come up again. And it may come up again and again, even if you do surrender into it. But there's always gifts beyond that dark. The dark has gifts for us. The dark has awareness for us. The shadow has messages. Shadow has information. How aware are you of all of this? And the more that you judge that, right, the more that you are anchoring your own beliefs into it. The messages and gifts that the shadow and the dark have don't stem from your beliefs. They have a mind of their own, a life of their own, an energy of their own. So Sunday, I had this event at 6 p.m. I really didn't want to go because I was exhausted. Um, but I went, and I went on stage and I talked a little bit about the book, and I answered some questions. And because I experienced so much resistance with the book the past week, and I just allowed it. Can you allow your resistances? Can you just allow them? Nothing stays, you guys. Nothing's permanent. I allowed the resistance to the book. I allowed the anger, the frustration, the irritability with the book. I allowed that darkness to just be. I sat in it. I talked about it with the producers that were doing the audio. They knew what I was going through. They saw it. I was not hiding. I didn't pretend. Don't pretend. Don't put on a happy face. Don't try to act like you've got it all together when you don't, because you're not going to receive the gift from the dark. Let the dark consume you in such a way that you are ready for the gift of it. So every morning I walked into the studio place. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing so well. Let's just get this over with, right? And each chapter would be like, you know, allowing whatever was in my mind and in my thoughts to just be. Then they'd come out and be like, "How are you doing now?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a little bit better." Then they'd come out a couple hours later, they're like, "How are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I just beat myself up over that chapter, but I'm good. I'm glad it's over." Right? I was very open about what I was feeling. I was very open. I was humble to my human experience. I was humble to what I was emotionally allowing through me. There's nothing wrong with what we go through. There's nothing wrong with the shadow. There's nothing wrong with the dark. There's nothing wrong with feeling insecure, doubt, anger, irritability, frustration, not wanting to do it. I wasn't thinking to myself, what are these two producer men going to think about me? I was merely saying to myself, I have to show up as me. That's it. If I don't honor through my own voice and actions what I'm actually experiencing, I will not receive the gift of the shadow. So if I had walked in there every morning and been like, "Hi, I'm great. Yes, I'm fine. Oh, I just can't wait to get this book. It's so exciting." It's what the fuck? Hell no. No way. No, I'm doing really well. Yeah, the book's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's great. No, I did the opposite. I did the opposite. Just because you acknowledge, voice, and share the dark or the shadow doesn't freaking mean you're perpetuating it. That whole freaking story and illusion that we are taught is it is so detrimental to you receiving the gifts from the shadow. If I had listened to some teacher say to me on my drive to the Divine Design audio, "Lorie, you better be positive. Lorie, you better change your thoughts. Lorie, you better tell yourself you're gonna have a good day." Why would I do that? They tell us to do that, right? So that we can try to create a reality that we want, which is based out of control. As if you know how this whole evolution works and you're going to control it and you're going to show the universe and you're going to show the quantum field. I'm going to force myself through these things. I'm going to prove that I can change my mood. I'm never going to receive the gift of the shadow, and the shadow is just going to hang out. Because until the dark is acknowledged and felt and not ignored or changed, the shadow will still be there because the gift hasn't been received. The message hasn't been received from the dark. The understanding of what it has to teach you hasn't been received because you think you're smarter than the energy of the dark and you're going to positive think or tell yourself you're going to have a great day. I didn't care what these producers thought about me when I sat there and I was like, well, that chapter sucked. I was in my head. I can't believe that I said these words. I said consciousnesses way too many times. Okay, that's what I was feeling. Does that mean I'm perpetuating it? No, it means I am being in the present moment, expressing what was in my mind and what was in my body being felt as an emotion. That's it. There is a freedom and an empowerment that comes when you stop trying to pretend that you're good, because you're afraid that people are going to attach some sort of label onto you, like you're crazy or you have a problem or you're emotionally unstable or you're really insecure. Yeah, like I know all this because I'm literally expressing it to this two strangers that I didn't know. I didn't care. Why? Because I knew that the truest that I could be, the most humble that I could be, the most real that I could be was the purest expression of that moment. What is the purest expression of your moment? What's the purest expression of what you're feeling right now? Why are you denying it? Why are you trying to sidestep it? Why are you trying to put on a pretty face? Why are you trying to what we're not allowed to complain? We're not allowed to bitch and moan. We're not allowed to be negative. We're not allowed to be angry. We're not allowed to be all the things that need to come out of our bodies that we were told not to feel. So here it comes. Here comes the shadow. Here comes the dark thoughts. Oh, no, we're not allowed to feel that. Okay, so now I'm gonna, because I'm aware that I'm not allowed to feel that now, and it's coming up, now I got to control it and change it because I've been told by all these teachers that I have to just tell myself I'm having a good day and I'm going to have a good day. Tell myself I'm in a higher vibration and I'll be in a higher vibration. The gift arises when you hang out in the cave of the dark. So I show up on Sunday night, I go on stage and I start talking about the book, and this energy starts to move through me. There was this awareness of the power of my book that integrated into my body. I don't know how else to say this. And again, you can use this in your own way as an example of anything that you are resisting or going against, okay? Something you're resisting, something you don't want to see, something you don't want to have in your life, whatever it is, right? Those 4 days of just really allowing myself to be disgusted by the book and allow everything to be just felt and seen and honored, allowed me to sit on stage on Sunday night and understand the power of this book, truly understand the power of what I was resisting, not only for those 4 days, but for quite some time. The book, for me, was a dark shadow. It was dark for me because it emanated insecurities and unworthiness, that my voice didn't matter, that it wasn't gonna be heard, that it wasn't important, that it wasn't, impactful, that it made no difference. So this is what the book emanated. This is what the book showed me over and over again, was that dark, that shadow, that cave. What in your life is continuing to emanate the dark? What is your divine design, if anything? Do you have one? Because this book has allowed me to start to integrate and really see how deep those thoughts have been in my life. And because I was courageous enough to allow it to to destroy me in a way, literally, it was like a massive death. I felt like I was being burned at the stake from this book. And because I allowed it by feeling it, expressing it, just allowing it to be, not making it bad or wrong, naming it, giving words to it, something transformed. Something started to alchemize within my body that I wasn't aware of and that I didn't do. I didn't try. I didn't say to myself, "Oh, the divine design is doing this, this, this. It's trying to bring out all these insecure thoughts. I'm now going to devour it and I'm now going to do this and I'm now going to do this. And then I'm going to receive some sort of massive integration and alchemization of it. And I'm going to stand up on the stage and I'm going to realize I didn't do any of that. I knew nothing. I knew nothing. Know nothing and you'll be shown everything. Know nothing and you will be shown everything. The more that you can be in the present moment with just whatever is going on, you'll be shown what you need to see. I didn't know that there was gonna be some sort of integration happening that last week with the book. I didn't know that I was going to all of a sudden have this powerful embodiment of the book, which is basically a powerful embodiment of what I created and, uh, letting those insecure thoughts finally dissolve and the unworthiness. I didn't know that. It was shown to me because I just showed up for life. So when I was on stage on Sunday, I was like, "Oh my god, I realized as I was sharing the information that was in this book, I realized the power, of it. I realized it was almost as if the shadow and the light integrated in that moment. And as I was sitting there on stage, something clicked. And I started to allow what I was so afraid of letting in the book and whatever it is that's in the book to be embodied completely and let it do what it's here to do. I'm sharing this example because one, it's what I've been going through. What's yours? You know, what is your book? What is your divine design? What is it that you are trying to change, running from, hiding from, resisting, feeling restrictive around? Um, what is what is it that you're trying to change, trying to fix? What is it that you don't like in your life? What are you fighting against? That's your book. And it wants to integrate into you. It wants to give you the gift. It wants to give you the gift. So yesterday, that was Sunday night. Yesterday, I traveled home. I got home and I was feeling all out of sorts, all out of sorts. Oh my goodness gracious. I just was feeling really wonky and I just was all over the place. And uh, it was a feeling of like disorientation and like just like this kind of movement. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm talking about, but um, I knew something was happening energetically within my body. So I rested most of the day. Of course, I was in bed around 4 or 5, and um, I just rested because I knew that whatever had just taken place was integrating and transforming energetically within my body because everything happens within the body. Now, I woke up this morning and um, I felt, and I'm sharing this because I want to share what happened afterwards. I want to share this process. I woke up and I was feeling a huge amount of lack, insecurity, um, kind of wanting to give up. What else? What other words could I put to what I was feeling this morning? Anger, irritability. Um, what else? That's pretty good. I guess those are the words. Yeah. Just this fear of, like, wanting to kind of grab something, but I don't know how to grab anything, almost like I was drowning in a pool and I needed saving, but I had nothing to save me. It's a very strange feeling. I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt it. So I get up and I message my best friend and I'm like, "Hey, I just have to voice this," right? And I've told you about Brandy before. I literally get on Voxer and I just voice what I'm experiencing. I cannot tell you how important and the powerful tool that is. That you have somebody in your life where you can literally just voice what you are experiencing, and that's it. There's no fixing, there's no changing, there's no trying to figure it out. There's just an expression of what it is you're feeling and experiencing. And it's from that expression that you get it out, whether it's with somebody in your life, whether it's with yourself, that you're journaling it, the power of getting it out, whether it's drawing it, somehow being able to express it out of you is essential. It's essential because then it becomes, you start to, it's almost like you're regurgitating it out of you so that it can move through you. Right? Otherwise, for me, it sort of ruminates like a stew. That's why it is so unhealthy. It is so unhealthy to stuff things. It's so unhealthy to pretend that you're not feeling something. That is the most detrimental thing you could do for yourself. Hide what you're feeling and thinking. Pretend that you're not feeling or thinking certain things. Keep things a secret. Put on a specific face for people. I'm not saying you go to work and you start crying. Like, I understand what we're, you don't do that. Okay. But you practice being as authentic and raw and vulnerable as you possibly can with boundaries. You're not going to go to your job and tell your boss that you're having a mental breakdown. Okay. There are sort of like these rules that we follow in life. Okay. So there's a lot of gray area, but it is about being as authentic and vulnerable and raw and humble with yourself over and over and over again. So I voiced this to Brandy this morning, and all of a sudden, through voicing what it's almost like there was a choo-choo train type of like energy all through Sedona when I was writing the book. Right, I mean, reading the book. It got bigger, louder and louder and louder. I got to this culmination on stage where I sort of embodied, right, the integration of the dark and the light, right? The dark being, I can't stand the divine design. I'm unworthy. I'm insecure. The book sucks. It's not going to do anything. It's stupid. It's this, it's that. All the thoughts that were in my head culminated with the light of who I am and how I'm here to show up. And it merged. And I was able to feel the power of it all, the power of myself and the power of the book. And then almost crashed, right? So I came home the next day and I woke up this morning, there was this crash feeling. And the crash feeling is like a very, very, very intense culmination of like a big bomb going off in my body. So while in Sedona, it was sort of just like very subtle, 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 just subtle feeling of it. But this morning, it was like this big bomb of like, it all went off. And that big bomb that exploded within me, because I allowed it to be, I didn't try to positive think my freaking way out of it. I didn't try to change it. I didn't try to mantra my way out of it. I just was with it. Then I expressed it out to my friend, and then it started to shift and move, and it was gone. Gone. And I sat down before this Untangled, and I sat in a meditation, lit a candle, and I simply asked for all of my energy. What did I say? I asked that everything that is not mine, that's in my energy field, be removed, and all of me come back in, or something like that. I don't know why I was saying it like that, but that's what I did. And something shifted. Now, again, I'm just using the Divine Design, my book, as an example, okay? But because it's my example, but what's your example? What is the example for you? What's your divine design, right? As I was sitting there feeling the power of the book and the insecure thoughts that were here for so long were gone. Literally, it's like they dissolved. I couldn't find them in my body. They had taken up so much space, that these insecure thoughts had taken up so much space. Unworthiness had taken up so much space. I'm not saying that it's not gonna come back, because I never hold an expectation or attachment that anything is ever gone, or that I will never experience something in the future. I hold no attachment or expectation of what's coming. I just know what is right now. And there was a feeling of finally, after 4 years, there was this feeling of embracing the dark that I was trying to run from. The symbol is the book, but it was actually a worthiness of who I am and who I'm here to be. And to it's not easy for me to embrace the who am I? Who am I on the planet? And what am I here to do? Who are you on the planet? What are you here to do? It doesn't have to be a specific actual job. How is your unworthiness and insecurity stopping you? What is your divine design that is the dark that you keep running from? And it's never something physical outside of yourself. It is always whatever this physical thing is outside of yourself, whether it's a person, a place, an event, a trauma, a relationship, whatever it is. All it is a symbol that's allowing you to see the dark within yourself. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. The divine design has continued to show me the dark shadow within myself of unworthiness and deep insecurity. And I don't have anything to be afraid of or that it is what it is. It doesn't make me less of a teacher. It doesn't make me less of anything. It makes me a human. And from this experience, I was able to really understand the powerful gifts that the dark has for each and every one of us. Right? It's they're it's like the moment we find ourselves, I see it so differently now. I've been feeling this way for a while, a couple of years now, but and I said this the other day in my Patreon community in the event live group coaching call that we did. Whenever something arises in front of me and within me that I don't like, that feels very, very uncomfortable, and that people would label as negative, low vibrational, shadow, or dark. First of all, I don't label it as any of those. But I know that if I don't feel it completely, it's going to continue to pop up. So I just am like, bring it on. Let's go. What else do you got? I'm in. It's like you step into a boxing ring, and you're about to fight this boxer and you're like, "No, no, 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 I don't wanna fight him. I don't wanna fight him." And you leave the ring. It's like, dude, you're gonna have to go into that ring and fight him. So you're just standing outside the ring trying to figure out all these ways in which you don't have to go into the ring to fight it. So you're sitting there like, "I'm just gonna positive think. Okay, I'm just gonna mantra. Okay, I'm just gonna do all these, like, steps so that I don't have to so I can change the boxing ring. Okay, maybe I can visualize that the boxer in the ring is totally different." It's like, the reality is there's a boxing ring in front of you with a boxer, your shadow, your darkness that just needs you to address it. It needs you to box with it. And it's not a bad thing, okay? People are gonna be like, "It's not a boxing. It's really negative that you're using boxing. It's really negative that you're using, a ring that you have to fight against it. You're not actually fighting against it, Lorie." Like, please, honestly, it's just words. You're going into a ring to box out your dark, the shadow. And what does it feel like when you're in the ring? Getting your ass kicked. What does that feel like? Deep humility. Wow, that boxer is showing it. First of all, that boxer is you, right? That boxer is you. It's aspects of you that, my God, you have tried to ignore your whole life. And you're like, I don't want to see that. Nope, 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 that's not real. Nope, that's not, nope, 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 nope. All the tools that we've been taught to ignore it, to change it, to fix it. It works, but you're outside the boxing ring your entire life. You're never going to get the gift of that boxer, which is your shadow and your dark. So you get in the ring, you start boxing with that shadow boxing, which means that you just feel. You're not actually fighting against anything. You're standing in the ring and you're going back and forth with this version of you that you thought you were for so long, that controlled you, and the version of you that's feeling all of it, acknowledging it and saying, "Holy shit, I don't wanna be this anymore." So here's boxer A, "I don't wanna be this anymore." Boxer B is, you've been this way your whole life. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I've controlled you. I've manipulated you. I've convinced you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I'm still here. I'm still here. And you're just like, I can't believe that this is what I have felt and experienced. And there's just this awareness of both. You're just there. There's an awareness. There's an acknowledgement. There's a humility. You're not trying to get rid of Boxer B. That's not your job. Boxer B just wants to be heard. Boxer B just wants to be seen. Boxer B just wants to be felt. It just wants space. As you, Boxer A, starts to observe it. Because once you pop into the ring as the observer and you start seeing Boxer B, then Boxer B realizes that its life is about to dissolve. It's about to integrate in. It doesn't have to be in charge anymore. It doesn't have to be tough. It doesn't have to try to protect you from the world. It's now just nakedly being seen. And it starts to just rest within you as an integration of dark and light. Your job as Boxer A is not to fight against. It's not to try to change. Boxer B doesn't need to be changed. You can't stand here and look at Boxer B and positive think it into something else. You can't. You can stand outside the ring and do all the little tricks and tools that we're taught. You still have to go into the ring and face it. What is your Boxer B? Can you stand in front of it? Can you recognize you don't have to run from it, that it's not you? It's an aspect or version of your human experience that you've believed for a very long time. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's not negative. It's not low vibrational. It's merely an aspect of your human experience that has played a huge role in your life that you are now seeing very clearly. And now you observe. Now you allow. Now you feel. And you let it take its time to simply begin to merge into you, and you allowing it to merge. It has its own process, that boxing ring. And the more that you can just allow this natural process to happen, you will receive the gift that this shadow has for you. And the gift is that you start to realize who you actually are. The gift is that you start to be more of your authentic self. All this Boxer B wants to do is integrate into you, so it can show you that you have never been it. It's just a mirror. It just wants to integrate in. And the only way that it can integrate in and show you that you have never been it, so that you can see who you actually deserve to be in this lifetime and on this planet, is that you stand in the ring. You face the dark or the shadow. You don't run from it. You observe it. Then you feel it. And you just show up. There is a natural process of integration that will happen. You don't go into the boxing ring and stand there and like, all right, I'm in charge. And I'm now going to tell you how this works. Okay, Boxer B, you are all these limiting thoughts I've had. Great. Now, I'm going to change these limiting thoughts and insecurities and unworthiness. First, that's not how energy works. Energy doesn't give a shit what you're saying. It doesn't. The moment you try to control this natural process, the moment you will pull yourself out of the ring. Then you're just standing outside the ring, trying to control the ring, not being in the ring, so you can never actually allow the natural process of integration and healing. Here's the thing about words. If you are unconscious to what you're experiencing or trying to change or control what you're experiencing, it doesn't matter what words you use. Doesn't matter. What's more powerful than words is experience. Experience is 10,000 times more powerful than any word. That is why they try to control us with words. Because if they can control us with words, then we will not feel. Feeling and experience is way more powerful than any word you could say. Because everything is energy. Everything. And as soon as you remember that, it doesn't matter what word you're using, because it starts with energy. So sure, words are detrimental. What you're saying out loud is detrimental. What you're saying to yourself, the words you use, of course, it's powerful. But it's the second layer. First layer is energy. What are you feeling? And are you running from it? Are you afraid? Because if you're afraid of anything that you are feeling, you'll be controlled and you'll be in a controlled state. And if you are in a controlled state or being controlled, it will be much more difficult for you to move through the natural process of what we're all going through, which is evolution. Somebody could say, Lorie, say, I am dark, I am dark, I am dark 1,000 times. I could say, I am dark, I am dark, I am dark. But if I'm feeling that I am light, that's all that's going to matter. If I know that I'm light and I'm feeling myself as light, but I'm saying, I am dark, I am dark, I am dark, I am dark, I am dark. It's stupid. It's like, okay, that's dumb. Next. It has no impact on me. Why? Because I know who I am. I know that I'm light. I know what's inside of me. I know I'm a consciousness. You can't manipulate me with words. The only reason that we have ever been manipulated with words is because we forgot who we are. We gave our power away. Energetics is 10 times, 10,000 times more powerful than any stupid word that someone can say. If you want to give your power away to words, that's great. They're powerful, but you're more powerful. If you feel fear, you want to just acknowledge that you're feeling fear. And when you feel fear, just acknowledge the fear and start to observe and recognize what the fear is, the domino effect of your behaviors based on that fear. Are you letting the fear control you? Or are you just simply observing and allowing the fear to move through you? Wow, I have a lot of fear right now. Okay, it makes sense. I'm afraid of dot, dot, dot. I'm afraid of not finding another job. I'm afraid of not having enough money. I'm afraid of being alone. Okay, can you acknowledge that fear? And then pay attention to whether you are then reacting and responding from fear. or if you're choosing to react and respond outside of fear. So you're doing things not because of fear. You're doing things based on what brings you joy, what you truly believe in your heart, what you know to be true, what you trust, what you're creating and intending. Fear is going to continue to come up because it's a huge collective consciousness, meaning it's very much in our collective cloud. So you feel fear, but then you don't let it control you. Like, oh, here comes fear. Eventually, fear won't. It'll just be like anything else that's just kind of moving through you, and then you'll notice that you won't have a lot of fear anymore in your life. Like fear won't be experienced in the same ways. But first, you have to acknowledge fear, and then you have to pay attention to what it feels like, and then you have to recognize how you react based on fear. And the number one way in which we react to fear is control. We're trying to control a situation. We're trying to predict the future. Right? We're trying to make it be a specific or certain way. It's really, really important, you guys, to pay attention to what you're fighting against. It's really, really important. We're here to remember how to move through all of this without resisting any of it. We are not designed on this planet to control the way in which we move through it. We're here to remember, and we're here to be on the planet to create, to simply create. But in order to start creating in our lives in a way where it's not based on fear or ego or trauma, most of us we still create from ego. I need this to feel ... I need this to have ... This will give me abundance. This will give me happiness. This will give me peace. This will make me feel good. Because of trauma. We do that because of trauma. So in order to actually start to live the way we are designed to live on this planet, which is that we are simply creating from a flow state, which means we're not trying to control anything in the world. We're just simply flowing through it and controlling because we know that we're safe. I don't care what comes in. I don't care what I bump into. I'm still creating in every moment because I know that I'm not what I'm experiencing. But in order to do that, we have to be able to clear out, stand in the boxing ring with the shadow, which is our trauma, which is our limiting beliefs, which is all the different egoic aspects that are trying to make sure that we are safe in the world. From the programmed beliefs and ideas that the external world is what is going to provide me with what I need in order to feel better, to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel secure. And the truth is, as corny as this is, the truth is that it's actually only found within you. Yet yesterday, I came back to my house. I live in like a really beautiful location, but it's a small, 500 square foot in-law unit. And it just feels squeezed. But I don't have a lot of furniture, and I don't wanna go buy furniture. There's too much effort in that. Like, no, 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 I'm not buying furniture. Like, I just can't. And, you know, I'd like to have other, the nice necessities, but I also don't wanna go and do it, so I always do what's the easiest, right? And so my girlfriend Brandy, I was talking to her last night. And I was like, I don't know. Should I go get it? Should I move into a new place? It's not that I can't afford it. Literally just want life to be easy. And I don't have furniture for a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house. Um, the whole thing just feels like an effort. And I just can't effort in my life. And she says, well, what do you want? She's like, what do you actually want? And so I sat there for a moment and I said to myself, I literally said, wait, what do I want? And I heard my guides in the room with me. And I tried to say to myself, oh, I want a bigger house. And my guide said, if you intend this, we are going to bring you a house. Is a house what you really want? And then I started thinking, I was like, wait, no, 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 no. I don't want a bigger house. And then it was like this, what do you want, Lorie? And I just want peace. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel aligned. I want to feel joy. I want to feel flow. That's what I want. I don't care if it's in a big house or in an in-law unit. The external doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because my guide said to me, they said, you know, just because you intend and create a bigger house and you move into a bigger house isn't going to give you what you're actually asking for and wanting right here, right now in this small in-law unit. What do you actually want, Lorie? I just want to feel peace. Okay. Then intend that, which is inside of me. Because we can create, most of us have done this many times in our lives. We're like, what we actually want is that inner state of something. But we bypass that and we think that the external world is what's going to give us that. So we're always looking, oh, I'm going to get a bigger house. Oh, I'm going to get this. Oh, I'm going to move here. Oh, I'm going to do that. Has nothing. It really, truly has nothing to do with the external world. It's all internal. It's all internal. We get caught up. What if I could find peace, contentment, and joy, flow, abundance, all of that in an in-law unit that doesn't have a washer and dryer and a really big kitchen? What if that's the lesson, Lorie? What if that could be given to you? What if I could feel peace and joy and contentment and flow in the space that feels tight and restrictive? We're always thinking that it's the external world that's going to save us. And it's only the internal world, us, that is going to save us from the illusion that we need the external world to save us. So think about that the next time you are intending or creating something. What do you truly want? What do you really actually want? And it typically, when you go deeper into it, it is an experience of consciousness. It's an experience you're looking for. Because nothing in the external is going to give you that. Nothing. You'll go searching for it for the rest of your life, and you'll be in denial. The big house, the beautiful relationship, the children, all these things that you thought were what would give you what you've always been searching for, which is right here in you, whatever that is. What are you searching for externally that's right here? And can you drop into that? Can you truly drop into that? The moment I dropped into, oh, I just want peace. I don't care where I am. I just want peace. I don't care what my place looks like. I just want peace. That's the only thing that's important to me. I just want peace. Peace it is. Wow. It's that simple? Yeah. It's that simple. Hi, Layla. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Hi, Jonathan. It's good to see you, my friend. Um, Thank you guys for being here. I hope this was useful in some way, shape, or form. Always a pleasure, always a gift, and an honor to freaking be able to do Untangled. Um, Episode 20 is complete. The replay is up, obviously, as soon as I get done. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and then hit the little bell notification button so you'll get notified when I go live. Pass this video on to anybody that you may think needs it, needs to hear the information, the messages. I couldn't do this without you guys, so thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not purchased The Divine Design, this book will set you free. The only thing it will, first of all, it will activate you on a very, very deep cellular level. It will activate you and it will set you free. When I was reading it last week in Sedona, I mean, granted, I wrote the damn thing and then I edited it two times, so I read it twice. But when I read it last week out loud, it altered me, it shifted me, it activated something within me. You start walking around with a different awareness. There's just something that shifts. I can't explain it. You start remembering things and knowing things that are so subtle that allow you to start to move through life with a little bit more ease. So you can purchase it on any online bookstore. The audio is going to be out in November at the latest. It's going to be freaking phenomenal. I can't wait. The audio is going to be the most activating for sure. It will be my voice and it will be, yeah, pretty. So even if you've read the book, you got to get the audio. It's going to do something pretty spectacular. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, 9 a.m. And until then, be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. I love you.